Everyone.
Yes.
Good evening, Bajrang.
Good evening. Okay. Yes. So you added many questions, and you are actually waiting for people to reply you back, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go ahead and reply all each and every question. Let me just go ahead and share my screen. I am hearing some resound, but let's do this. Share share screen. Okay. Okay. Here we go. If anyone have access to record, please go ahead and check it, and you can record the meeting. That should be fine. I don't have any issues. But later I will also upload the same in YouTube as well. So were you able to see the screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So Ullas, from where did you get these questions?
Yeah, one of
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes,
you,
Vajra,
Ashok.
we can hear you.
What happened to Ullas? Sudden, all of a sudden, one of the after that I didn't hear anything from him. One
I
of
think
the
one of friend
okay.
connect one of the friend.
After one of the
Hello,
there's lot of gap. Yeah.
guys. You can hear me?
Yes. Yes. We
Yeah.
can.
Yes, yes, we
Yeah.
can.
Okay.
We can absolutely hear you clearly, sir. Please go ahead and tell me. Hello, Ulas. I'm doing a radio jockey here. Please speak.
Hello. Sorry, I'm having some problem. So one of my friend got selected in MNC 2 months back.
Okay.
So he gave me the questions, and I have also attended 2, 3 interviews from the companies.
Mm-hmm.
So I collected that questions from that also.
Okay. So let's go with the first question. If a system exception happens in the init state and the execution ends, what will be the job status? So, can anyone tell what is the job status? So, do you know what is a job and what is a transaction? Difference between both?
Whatever I see, this that is, it will be the first new status set in orchestrator, the job status. The each transaction will be new status and will be within to this in progress.
Mm-hmm.
Then it changes to the completed, right? So I'm not very sure, but just guessing that whatever we
So, whatever you are saying is regarding the transaction items. Okay, Shankar, please mute yourself. Yep, thank you. So, whatever you're saying is for the transaction items. So, job is different. Job is a process under execution. That's a job. Okay. Transaction item will come into a place only when we are working with queues and only when we are getting the transaction item as transaction queue item. Till then, there is no concept of transaction items or queues. Okay, so job is a process under execution. For example, even if you write hello world and if you start the execution from robot, then that's a job. And let's assume now think or visualize RE framework. In the init state, are we getting any such transaction item? Do you remember any such transaction item?
Hmm.
No, right?
No.
Okay. So, what happens to a job? See, the requirement of a job is to start a process and to complete it. There are multiple ways how we can start and stop a job. So, can anyone share your screen and open Orchestrator? I think Sachin has many queues items in the Orchestrator. Sachin, is it possible for you to share your screen?
Yeah, one second.
and you can continue sharing your screen till the meeting gets completed.
Okay.
Yeah. Ulas, you are adding more questions now?
Actually, I have added a Word file in the files of our team.
Okay.
So there are many questions in that.
Okay. So let's answer these, and if possible, you can update the answers in the Word file as well. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So go to automations. There you will find jobs. Okay. Can you enable the filters option? Filters. Yep. So if you see interval is last date, you can keep it as last year. Last 30 days would be fine, or you can also keep all. Okay. We did ran some jobs, right? That's in the shared folder. So can you open shared folder jobs? Okay, we have all the jobs, right? Now can you go to the top, see with the state filters, state, yeah, click on that. So these are the states that we have, and if you see there are pending state, running state, stopping, terminating, faulted, successful, stopped, suspended, and resumed. Okay, so let's discuss on each and every filter. Pending is when the robot in which the job should run is already in execution mode with some other job. For example, there is work item 5 and work item 4, but the same robot is running both the process. So already work item 4 is in execution, and if there is a execution to start, or if we start the robot for work item 5, then the particular job will be in pending state. Okay, so any execution that's currently happening, or any execution that's working in any robot, that will be in running state. And the third one is stopping. So if you see, there is a option to stop a job. Okay, so if you are in execution mode and if you see that any job is running, there will be option for you to kill and stop a job. So the difference between kill and stop a job is in RE framework, if you remember, in get transaction item, there is some activity in the beginning called should stop. How many of you have seen that? No one? Anyone? 3 members raise their hands. 5. Nice. 6. Okay, very good, thank you so much. So that particular stopping, or what can we say, we are sending a message from orchestrator to robot saying that okay, complete this particular transaction item, but when it comes to the next transaction item, it is actually checking if the stop flag is enabled or not. So if the stop flag is enabled, then what it will do, it will just go ahead and it will not pick the next item. So what in the code, if you see, Ulas, you can go ahead and open RE framework by that time, I will also explain terminating. Okay, so that is stopped or stopping. So if it is under stopping, or if we send a message called stop, then it will be in stopping state. Okay, sorry, Sachin, you can open RE framework. I said you last, right? And terminating. So what is terminating? Now when we are executing a process, okay, and instead of stop, if I want to kill the process, okay, then it will be in terminating state. Okay, now what is faulted and what is successful? See, even when a robot is failed with a system exception or business rule exception in the beginning of init state, it is still continuing the execution. Okay, if it is unable to continue the execution and all of a sudden if the robot got disconnected from orchestrator, then we will see this is faulted. Okay, transaction items will only have in progress state for continuous 12 hours, then it will be in abandoned state. It will move to abandoned state. A job will not move to abandoned state, or it will not be in progress state. Job is a process under execution, just remember that. Okay, so successful is something, so even if the item is failed with system exception or business rule exception in the init state, it will still go ahead and continue to the end process. Okay, now in the end process it will continue whatever the steps it wants to complete, and it will stop the process after completing it. So it will be still in success state. So if you see, in the beginning we discussed about stopping, right? So if the process is stopped, then it will be in stopped state. And resumed, for example, there can be a pending item or pending item, and if it is able to fetch a robot to execute, then it will continue in resumed state. And suspended state is when it waited for a robot but there is no robot that's available, so it will move into a suspended state after some time. So am I clear with all these filters? Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead and ask now. So what is the answer for the first question that you have asked? So
Successful state.
sorry.
The answer of first question is successful.
Okay, the answer
The
of
status will be
yes.
successful.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so next one, what is the time delay in each character in type into activity? Can anyone answer this?
I think it's 0.02 seconds. I saw it in the documents that each keystroke has a delay of 0.02 seconds.
Well, I haven't seen that, but as far as I remember, it's 0.2. I remember it as 0.03, that is 30 milliseconds. But you may
That
be
is
30
delay
milliseconds.
before, we have delay before and delay after, right? So delay before is 0.3 seconds, delay after is 0.2 seconds,
Okay.
and delay between each keystroke is 0.02 seconds.
Excellent. So you have an answer now. So if possible, please post the link in the document from where you got
Sure,
that
I'll
answer.
do that. I'll do that.
Okay, that's answer resolved. What I want to get a property on a web page, ANM and IDX. What is the activity should I use? Okay, so there is an option called get attribute activity. Okay, so when we use get attribute activity and when we assign it to some selector, you can use any you can send a name like get attribute, and what attribute do you want? Is it a name, IDX, or CSS? Any kind of attribute you want, you can get it using get attribute activity. Is the third answer completed? Did you get what I'm saying?
Yes, Bajrang.
Okay, so I am moving into the next one, that is time delay in each character type into is 0.02 seconds. That's fine. So when should I use copy to clipboard activity? Okay, So copy to clipboard activity should be used when you want to copy or when you want to use send the data at once. When can we use? Can we set it to variable? Yes, we can set it to variable. But if there is a different option, or if let me take it this way. Okay. Now I want to copy data from Excel. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to select the first item, Control Shift N. It will select the all the rows and all the columns. If you know what is the shortcut of selecting all the rows and columns in Excel. Now, can I copy the data directly in store in a variable? Just imagine that there is an Excel and you want to read all the values, but you cannot read it using read range, and you want to copy all the data. So how do you want to do it? Obviously, in manually you want to copy it into clipboard, right? So in that position you will be using copy to clipboard activity. Now you can open a different Excel file, hit on A1, and then you can use Control V. Okay, so any questions on this particular activity, copy to clipboard?
No, Bajrang.
Can you repeat? I didn't get this.
Okay,
Please repeat.
Sachin, open Excel. Yeah, you can open anything. Am I audible?
Yes, Bajrang.
Okay. So Sachin, did you open Excel?
Yeah, move.
Okay. So all I want to do is copy from A4 to B6. Can you select A4 to B6, or yeah, that should be fine. So now I want to add these values into a new sheet. Copy that. So now where data is stored?
Clipboard.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's in
Clipboard.
clipboard.
So in these conditions, like whenever there is no option for us to store value in variable, then we can use clipboard. Okay, there are different options: set to clipboard, clear from clipboard. Okay, yes. What was the question? Okay, I hope there is no question. Okay, moving it to the next one.
The copy clipboard, and you just copied in the Excel spreadsheet, right? And
Yes.
how are you going to paste it in another Excel sheet? Because again, you need to open the new
Yeah,
sheet.
I can open new Excel sheet, and then I can use Control V as a shortcut.
Okay, that can be done.
Yes. Okay, because that is stored in a clipboard, it can be used. Fifth question: have you used postpone activity? What is the use of it? Okay, let's say that I want to run a process at 5 o'clock in the morning, but upon checking with the application, the data is not available. So I want to execute the same process at 6 o'clock in the morning. So if I continue to set the transaction status to successful, I will not be able to execute it again at 6 o'clock because the transaction status is already set. But if I use postpone, I can set it in future to run at any point of time. So do you know the difference between postpone and deadline?
No, Bajrang. Don't know.
Okay, in normal scenarios, take it generally. So what is deadline?
Like the time we have to finish the process
Exactly. So what is
at any cost.
what is postpone?
Running it as future date, future time.
taking it as future time. So let's take our transaction also in the same way. Our transaction should be completed before 10 o'clock, that is deadline, and it should be started after 6 o'clock. So 6 o'clock is the postponed time, but 10 o'clock is the deadline. Okay, so if it is unable to process between these two, then there is an SLA breach.
Okay, Vajra.
I want others to say you got it or not.
Yes, got it.
I got it.
Okay.
No, postpone means we can postpone if it is scheduled at 6 o'clock. I can postpone it to 9 o'clock, right?
Exactly, but you want the process to be completed by 10 o'clock. That's the deadline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Have you used move activity? What is the use of it? Move activity is used for files. It is used to move a file from one location to a different location. Next, have you also used and also? What is this? Have you used and also?
I'm not sure, but it's kind of and or we use in the
Not sure, but if you are asking something with filter data table or regex, then that's a filter value. Okay.
okay.
Next, outcome of extension of library, it should be a NuGet package. If you are creating any library, the output will be a NuGet package. Scroll down. Yeah. So okay, then it will okay. So there is an answer by Rakesh Tiwari. If exception happens, then if we mention retry time, the configuration time, then it will retry. Okay, so I think Rakesh, you missed the point on it. It failed in the system in the init state.
Okay.
Okay, I want to get the property on web page. Then I should use find element activity. No, find element activity is used to find any element on the web page. For example, in this web page that Ullas is Sachin is sharing, I want to find any activity that's with Ullas as a name. So that's used for find element activity. I don't know what is the selector, but I want to find this text that will give you a UI element as an output. Okay, so it will not retry. Just want to know what will be the job status if the execution stops. Okay, thank you. I have some interview questions. Okay, in the case of system exception, I think interviewer is trying to trick down. We use try catch handle. Okay, I think I have already answered this. So okay, next question. If you are extracting data using extract structured data activity, table contains 10 columns but want to extract only 4 columns, how can we filter columns? Nice question. Now when we are using structured data table, there is an option when we are selecting a table to use it as a direct table, or we need to select only the columns. Okay, so if you are selecting only columns that are required, then only those column values are picked. Just go ahead and give it a try. If any queue item is not processed due to an application latency or application downtime, you want to execute that queue after downtime. So how can you do that? That's the postpone activity. Okay, if you are extracting data using extract structured data activity, the table contains 10 columns. Okay, just a second, I just want to have this confirmation. Yeah, this is recording. Sorry, I thought all of a sudden this didn't start recording. Oh, okay. columns, but we want, okay, how can we filter columns? Can we use filter data table activity and remove unwanted columns? Yes, of course you can use filter data table activity, and if you see filter data table activity, there is output columns option. So in output columns option, you can give what are the columns that you want, and you will get only the columns that you want. Okay, so that's from
Bajrang,
Hmm.
okay, so the interviewer asked that can we select 4 columns while data scraping only? We
Yes,
don't need to use filter data table,
yes,
that activity.
that can be done, like using structured data table, extract structured data, but there is a tricky way. Okay, so Sachin, can you open any website with a table? Maybe you can use Wikipedia.
Sachin, you can go for Acme. It is also good.
Yes, go ahead and use it. acmetest.uipath.com. ACME UiPath. Search for ACME and UiPath. Yeah, the last one, buddy, you can directly select it.
You can just type it ACME UiPath.
Yeah, the fourth one, blue one, last. Man, come on. Okay, login. Okay, items. Nice. Okay, go to UiPath and use extract structured data. You can select any file, any particular generate yearly report dispatcher also you can use. So by the way, how many of you have completed level 3 certification? Please make a hand raise. Level 3, that's ACME 1, 2, 3. Only 3 members. Come on, I promised you that you will complete 4 by the end of the training session. I cannot do it. That's the reason I am asking you to do it. I have completed the project but having some issues. Sudha, get it resolved. Sudha, don't waste the time, or complete it as soon as possible. Check, we have many members who have already completed. Take their help, bug them, that's fine. If there is a team and you need to talk to them, you should definitely go ahead and talk to them. Sachin, what is your experience?
I'm a fresher.
Okay. So let's talk after this training, Sachin. I have an offer
Yeah.
for you.
Constant, do you have any contacts in US?
Yes, I do.
Why don't you refer me?
I am asking your resume to refer you.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
You did not said this to me.
Okay. Go ahead and use data scraping directly. That should be fine. There is no need to open main workflow. Click on data scraping. Yeah, that one. Okay. Click next. Select the first item, work item ID. Select it. Click that. No. Next, select the next item in the column. Now you can rename this to work item WIID. Click on next. Next. So out of the complete table, how many columns did we extract?
One column.
So if I want to add more columns, I need to click on extract correlated data,
Okay.
and I need to do the same thing for the next column as well.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Now, did I answer your question completely?
Yes, Bajrang.
Yep. Thank you so much. Okay. Any more questions you have from the interview point of view?
I have uploaded a Word file in Teams file.
Okay. Sachin, go ahead and open them.
There are almost 50 questions.
So I will answer all the questions that you are not able to answer, that none of the team members are able to answer.
Yeah, okay. There are simple questions as well, but I have written all the questions that I have gotten from someone or from interviewer.
That should be fine. By the way, how my voice is it sounding good? Some bass voice added.
Yeah, before 2 days back, it was very cranky. Means we were not able to hear you properly.
Now this is good, right?
Yeah.
Thanks to
It's
you, I'm
good.
able to buy a mic.
Yeah.
Okay, Sachin, go ahead and open Teams channel, and in the Teams channel there will be file that's added by Ullas. So Ullas, I think you can also share the screen if you are having it handy. Ullas. Now again I'm doing some radio jockey kind of stuff here. Sachin, go ahead, go into Teams. Yeah, go to files. Yeah. See if there is any Word document with all the questions. Okay. I think Ullas is sharing the screen. Ullas, you can unmute your mic. See, Ullas is also doing his own part on recording my sessions with OBS. If I miss something, Ullas, please share me the recording, okay?
Yes, Bajrang, I'll share.
Thank you.
The second you forgot to record the session, then I started recording.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, now you be the guide, Ullas. Ask people the questions and they need to answer. If they are not able to answer, then I will answer them.
Just wait. Okay. So, what are triggers?
Okay, Preeti, answer this question. Okay, Preeti lost a point. Karthik, can you answer?
I don't have much idea about the triggers.
Maya, can you answer?
I think triggers are used when we use unattenuated bots to trigger a startup process, start a job.
Okay, can you please elaborate? How many types of triggers do you have?
No idea.
Manually we can trigger and we have a schedule to schedule the process. So we can schedule also.
Okay, so how many triggers do we have?
I know about queue triggers.
Okay,
There is one more, but I don't recall the name right now.
so there are two types of triggers. One is queue trigger. So whenever there is a new queue item comes into a queue, then the process will start or kickstart. And the second one is uh, time trigger or
Okay.
scheduler. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is
Okay.
an important
Right.
question. Please go. Don't say that you don't know.
Yeah. These 30 questions have been asked many times in the interview actually.
Yeah. Okay.
13.
Mm,
Okay.
Next
So
question.
yeah.
Vajang, I have one question.
Yes.
If I want to place a trigger when any email occurred, okay, so which trigger I should
Just a
use?
second, Dhruvesh. Ullas, please mute yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Dhruvesh, please continue.
So I'm asking if I want to trigger, if I want trigger when any email occur, then which trigger I can use? Time trigger or if sure it's not, I can't use a queue trigger.
You cannot use queue
So
trigger or time triggers for an email. So the best way to do it is using a small mix up with tools. So using if you know Microsoft Flow allows you to create or start a process using whenever there is a new email.
okay,
So what we have implemented, whenever there is a new email, we will check with the subject, and if the subject matches, we are adding the transaction item using Orchestrator API.
okay,
So from Microsoft Power Automate, we are linking using Orchestrator API to UiPath Orchestrator.
okay,
So whenever there is a new item, the job will be triggered by Microsoft because it has its own inbuilt functionality, right? Whenever there is a new mail item, it can just go ahead and check and run the process. There is no need for external application. So did I answer your question?
So Microsoft Power Automate, when any email occurred, it will call the API and add a transaction item to the queue.
Exactly.
So we need to set a queue trigger here. So it
Exactly.
will start the job automatically.
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay. So let me continue with the question. You want to take the question, Sulas? Go ahead and take. No problem.
Okay. So
Do
what
one
is
thing. Just lower the volume
okay?
from your account. Yeah. So now you will not hear the resound in OBS as well. You will hear it correctly. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go with the next one.
So difference between default Windows messages and simulate click property.
Okay. Now, how many of you can answer this?
Send window message activity, you can send any keyboard shortcuts like Control K, Control X, and all. And if you use simulate click activity property, then it will not rely on the mouse driver. Okay, it will click on background. So that's why we use simulate click activity. And default, I don't know about default.
So it will completely rely on mouse. It will be just a mouse click that will happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you told about default?
So send window messages and stimulate or stimulate click
Yeah.
will work in the background. Default will not work in the background.
Okay.
It will just work as the same way how you are manually working. Like it will be like if there is a mouse click happening, so whatever the action that happens, that's what it will happen. send window messages and stimulate click or stimulate type works in the background. So which is reliable of all the three? Stimulate, click and default are reliable. Send window messages are not reliable. But in some conditions where we need to send the background activity but we cannot rely on stimulate click like hotkeys as you mentioned, then we will use send window messages.
Okay.
Okay. Next, types of assets in orchestrator. I want everyone to answer this question, please. To know this answer at
Text,
least.
Boolean, integer, credential.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, next question. What
Difference between, okay, you can go ahead.
Difference between attached browser and attached window? That's what you're asking?
No, the transaction item and the queue item. Difference between 12th question.
Okay, what about the fourth question? Did anyone answer that?
No.
Attach window. If you are
Attached window
using,
we use when. Okay, Duresh,
yeah,
no.
go ahead.
Maya, go ahead.
Maya, go ahead.
Attached window we use when we have to attach, like it may be a desktop application as well,
Okay. So
or maybe a browser. But in attached browser, we can use only browser.
Excellent. So next question by will be answered by Nagarjuna. Ullas, go ahead.
Okay. Difference between get transaction
Just a
item
second,
and
Ullas. Someone is pinging me. Who's that?
Hi Vajan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sudha, tell me.
Oh, sorry, my earphones is not working.
Yeah.
Just my remote. Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay.
I'm trying to ask the questions, but no one is hearing me. I thought some problem in my headphones.
Got it. We are able to hear you now properly. Okay. Nagarjuna, so Ullas, please go ahead and ask the question.
okay. Difference between get transaction item and get queue item activity.
Yeah, I was wrong. In the get transaction, we call the get the data.
Okay.
Another one.
Get queue item.
Get queue.
So any other? So Niranjan, can you answer this?
Get transaction item you can get from directly from user from Excel sheet.
I didn't. I'm not able to hear you properly, Niranjan. Your voice is breaking. So Rakesh, can you answer this?
Is it Rakesh
Roy?
Nagarjuna, you can go on mute. Rakesh, please answer. Rakesh Roy.
Yeah, so get transaction, right? It gets the transaction ID, transaction details, etc. Whereas a queue item gets a value in specific.
Wrong answer. Any other answers?
Difference between get transaction and
Get queue
get
items.
queue item is the when you use a get transaction item, it will pick the new item from orchestrator, a queue item which is not processed. Okay, so it will pick only one queue item. Or if you use the get queue item, then it will pick all the queue items from specific that queue.
So get queue items will get you all the values or all the transactions or all the queue items. So there you can filter which items do you want. Do you want to get the items of new or completed, anything. Get transaction item will get you only one item that's in new status.
And which has a status open, not in state. It will not pick a successful state queue item.
It should be a new state.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
Okay. Do you know about reusable components and how to create reusable components?
So this is one of the important questions that I can say. even in the interview perspective and even when you're doing a job. Okay, let's go ahead. And in work item 5.4 you have created multiple reusable components, if I'm not wrong, and you have reused them. Just keep that in mind and answer this question.
Reusable components means we have created a separate workflow for each and every activity. Like for example, we have created to navigate to work item. So this workflow we have used in client security hash project also, and the other project general yearly report also. So that item, that workflow, we can say that it's a reusable and we can use in multiple project where we want, where we need.
Rakesh, do you want to give it a try? Rakesh Kumar.
Yeah, it is like same when we have created the we are doing the project of first project. What was that? I forgot them in advanced developer certification. Sorry, yeah, client security has we have created lot of workflows like login to system and navigate to work item and then closing the applications. So the same workflow we have used in generate yearly report also. So this can be the reusable component. So we have used in different projects.
Thank you so much, Rakesh. To answer it more specifically, complete RE framework is reusable component.
It is related to library actually.
It's like a package.
Yeah, so you cannot treat only library as a reusable component. Any kind of code that you are reusing anywhere else, that's a reusable component. Even a small workflow, even a close window activity that you are using 100 times, but that needs some specific options to be worked on. So you create one XAML file and then you reuse it or invoke it multiple times. Even that's a reusable component.
Okay.
Yep. Bajrang, it's Sudha here.
Yeah, tell me, Sudha.
We can create a package, right? But our own packages, and we can use them in another projects as well, right?
Those are libraries, Sudha.
Libraries. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Next question.
Okay. What is classic and modern folder in Orchestrator?
Okay, let me answer that because I haven't said that earlier. So classic folders came from 2019 or 19 version of or 18 version to 19 version. So even now many organizations are still reliant on classic folders. The difference between classic folders and modern folders are modern folders you will be able to create subfolders and there can be dynamic assignment of floating robots and all. So these kind of options if you are a 1 year experienced person and if you say that okay you did not work with modern folders because your organization is not following it and there is no option for you to use it, that should be fine. But if you are working as a senior developer and if you are showing your profile as senior developer, then try to understand what is the difference. So modern folders are used to segregate the subgroups as well. For example, an IT department, for a HR department, we are creating separate code bases. Okay, all I need is I don't want to add everything in single process, but I want to segregate that in different process. I want to segregate assets in separately. I want to segregate queues separately. So everything can be done using modern folders. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Next question.
Okay. How to read data from Excel cell which is locked?
This is some kind of question that I haven't received earlier, but did
I
anyone
think
know answer?
it's related to macro.
Might be. Okay. So do you know how to invoke a macro?
Yeah, there is a property to invoke macro.
Yeah.
We can create macros in Excel and we can save that in VBS, not VBS file, and we can invoke that VBS file in the workflow.
VBA.
VBA, right? VBA.
Okay. Okay. So macro is the answer. Go to the next one.
Okay. Can a robot be a part of two groups?
Two environments it can be.
Okay.
But not in two tenants.
Okay.
In the newer version of orchestration, they have removed the environments, right?
Exactly. They completely removed environments and they added only folders.
Folders, yes.
Okay. So, what is find children activity?
Good
Use of
question.
find children activity.
Let someone else answer this question so that you can give it a try.
Find children activities like we can find the activities in a drop-down list.
Okay.
We can find all the elements like if you want to select a month from a year column, like year drop-down, we can get all the child activities from the year drop-down.
You mean to say child elements?
Yes.
So not only that, let's say that this document is a parent and all the questions are children. So if you use find children, every question will be a UA element.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So find children is like there is a parent, and in that parent, if you want any children, then that's what you will get.
Okay.
And the output of find children is a collection of UA elements.
UA elements.
Okay. Next question.
Okay. What is high density robot?
Nice. So someone who is good with scheduling or who says that they are working with orchestrators should know this. So high density robots, okay, let's assume that we are working on a machine, and if we are having only one user in that machine, and if we are running only one robot in it, that's a normal machine. But if we are working on a server with multiple users and multiple robots connected to them, then those are high density robots.
Okay.
And you can also check that because this kind of question, since I didn't deal too much with the environment and infrastructure, I'm still skeptical to answer this kind of questions with high density robot. But that's what I understood. If you answer this, I think that will go through. Yes, so that tell me.
Yeah, Vajran. We have for a execution of process, we will give a priorities and
Yeah, high priority, low
high
priority,
priorities
medium
and the
priority.
deadline, scheduling, date and time.
Exactly.
Yeah, which one it will pick?
Okay, so if there are two items, one item is having a high priority, the second item is having a low priority, but the deadline of low priority is near, but the high priority deadline is a bit later. So how it will pick? Will it pick the high priority item or the low priority item?
I think it will mostly checks for the high priority item.
Wrong answer, because high priority item has a later deadline.
Later deadline, okay.
Okay, so we need to complete a process before a deadline. So low priority item, though it's not having high priority, it will be picked first.
Okay. So it based on the deadline.
Deadline. We just think in a normal scenario. Which one will you pick? I have two process or two items. I can do some work later, and I have that's is having a high priority, and but there is some other process that's near the deadline, but it's having low priority. Then which one will I do? I will complete the one that's with the deadline, right?
Yes, yes. Based on the deadline.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. What is occurrence property in click text activity?
Okay, so in click text activity, there is first occurrence, second occurrence, third occurrence. So let's say that there are three buttons with the same name. If you select 1, 2, and 3, if we add second occurrence, then it will go ahead and click the second item.
Okay. Okay. So what happens if we connect to database and we don't close the connection?
So the connection will still be alive, or the connection will be there in memory location. After 20 minutes or so, it will become obsolete, but till that time it will still be in memory, or till the process continues to execute.
Okay. Uh, there is a new feature added in Orchestrator, webhook. What is that?
So that's not
Webhook.
a new feature, that's a old feature that's related to
Okay.
APIs. So webhook feature, any kind of event that happens, a new robot is added, new job is started, any kind of event that happens, we will use it as a place, or as it's like a hook, if you can read it correctly. So whenever there is some event that happened, you need to get information. So instead of you getting an information, you can add a server, or you can add any kind of application to receive those events.
Okay.
So that's use of webhook. And to make it clearly understood, if someone posts something, you will get a notification in your mobile.
Okay.
You are enabling notifications for that particular person. You are using a webhook for that particular profile.
Okay.
Okay, if even if you post it, or if you create a post, and even if there are 10 people that are commenting on it, you will get notifications continuously. So there is a post that you have added, and you are then LinkedIn or Facebook is giving you a webhook, so that whenever someone posts it or someone commented, you will get a notification.
Okay.
But earlier, this is not the condition. We need to go into the application, we need to see the notifications, then only we will be able to find what are the updates, right?
Yeah.
That's a webhook.
Okay. So, do you know about multi-bot architecture framework and explain it?
Just say you don't know, but multi-bot architecture is how you are scheduling the robots and how you are working with the robots. That's not required. You can say you don't know.
Okay. So that's it.
Okay, practical
Arjun?
question one. Yes, tell me.
The dispatcher and the performer activity. That's a multi-port architecture. Right?
Sorry, please can you come back again with that question?
The dispatcher performer task which we did, right? That
Mm-hmm.
can it be said as a multi-bot architecture?
Okay, now I understand. What is the exact question? So you mean to say multi-performer process? There is one process that's creating queue items. There are 100 sub robots that are picking the items. That can be a multi-board architecture. Yes, you are correct. Any explanation you want on that?
I'm just asking, can that be treated as multi-bot architecture?
It can be treated. Or it can also be like this, right? The same robot at morning 5 o'clock it will work as a dispatcher. After 6 o'clock it will work as a performer. That can also be done. Then that's a single robot working on different process.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Everything depends on how the way how you create the robots, how you make them work. Nothing else.
Is there any reactive jobs? No, one robot job's completed or another robot jobs to be triggered only. So that kind of settings are there in Orchestrator.
That's there in UiPath Studio itself. You can start a different job directly from UiPath Studio. You can use check with job activities, start job activity and all.
Yes, okay.
Okay, we are done with the training session. So
Vajrang, last question.
yes.
So we are able to speak about the technicalities, but how to answer this question? Difficulties in project, how did you overcome that?
Okay.
So we are supposed to talk about the errors we got, or we got some other way.
Okay, in the projects that you have done, what are the difficulties that you have faced?
Yeah.
Everyone, tell me one difficulty that you have placed. That's the answer that everyone will answer. One difficulty that you have faced.
So I faced many times the selectors are not working. In one
Okay.
system to other system. So mostly the dynamic selectors or selectors.
Okay, how did you resolve that?
Then we just went to the UI element and selected no required property, required elements. Just like you have to select, right? There are no AA name or like some type tags that what are the tags that are required for your particular click. Then that's we selected, and also check with the highlight statement whether it's pointing particular place or not.
Excellent. Next answer. There can be multiple answers for this question. Go ahead. So selector is one issue. Next. Come on, you already worked on multiple process. You know the answers. Just tell the answers.
Data manipulation.
Don't just give the blunt answer of data manipulation. You need to explain.
While splitting the data, or while I know accessing this particular column from the table, so I face some difficulties.
Okay, there is some unstructured data, and to get the exact structured data, you face some difficulty, but you can do that with regex. You are able to do that with regex. That can be the question, and that can be the difficulty and the answer. Next one. Come on. Okay, so Ullas, what you can do, can you go into my YouTube channel? I hope you follow my YouTube channel. Oh, that's bookmarked.
Yeah, I have pinged everything.
Okay. So most of my videos will be something kind of advanced concepts, but I'm planning to do for the basic training as well. I'll do that.
I think my net is working very slow.
Okay. Yes, can you go into the playlists? There is a playlist called UiPath Interviews. Can you scroll down? Yeah, interviews. Live interviews.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Scroll down.
Yeah. This one?
Yes, UiPath interviews. pause it, please? There are 5 to 6 interviews only on UiPath. Okay, and these are live interviews, so you will not get complete answers, but you will be able to, if you are able to answer everything in this particular interviews, then definitely you will be able to crack the interview.
Yeah, I have collected some questions from your interviews as well, the interviews you took, but I didn't put it in that question.
Yeah, so you can use them, and you can also post them in UiPath forum to get the answers.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, please remove the video now, please. You can close that. Sometimes,
close the tab?
yes, sometimes I find myself very funny with the videos. Yes, so that's it for today's training session. Any questions? I am still ready to answer them. Others can.
Vajrang, for that Maya's this thing GitHub repo, I think we don't have a right access
To what?
for that project, right?
Yeah, I've asked you to create on your own project, your own folder, and you can make a pull request. That's what I said at the end.
Yeah, but when we do that, it gives out error saying that we don't have right